Good evening. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to continue the studies of international logistics. Understand the logistics. My name is Felipe. I'd like to invite you to subscribe in this channel. If you enjoy the video, give us a like. Don't forget to support this channel with donations. Share this video with your friends. Start the notifications. Don't forget, follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Thank you very much. Let us start. If you like, add a commentary, make your question. When shipping rates become very high, some commodities will not move at all. The best examples of this rate are scrap paper and scrap metal, as transportation often accounts for two-thirds of more of their delivery costs. If one has stockpiles of a commodity or bulk product at different points worldwide, she or he would have to think very carefully about how fluctuating shipping rates influence the value of the inventories. The charter agreements. Charter agreements are somewhat standardized by type of cargo, geographic market, or the exchange, where brokers handle the transactions are headquartered such as New York, Paris, or Hong Kong. Agreements are usually 3 or 5 pages long with about half the space devoted to boilerplate and the other half with details specific to the fixture in question. Most of the following discussion is based on voyage charters. Boilerplate is not to be ignored because it is very much part of the contract. It is often printed in small type and appears as separate sheets at the end of the agreements. In many contracts, for example, is an ICE clause with about 500 words and permits a vessel's competent to leave a port or area if he fears that his vessel will trap it by forming ice. It then indicates how the two parties should relocate in responsibilities for the voyage costs. Other boilerplate items include war risks, insurance, strike clauses, pollution, vessels and cargo cleanliness, relationship to third parties, stevedores, vessels pilots, ports authorities, cancellation clauses, brokerage commissions, arbitration of disagreements, and certification that the vessel and cargo meet relevant international requirements, as well as requirements of specific nations at which the vessel will call during its voyage. Sometimes there is also a list of definitions or words and terms, including which form of tone is applicable. Sometimes there are specific prohibitions on the vessels or the master taking or additional cargo, and that contract this is to keep the vessel's master from picking up additional money for his own pocket by selling unused space on the vessel, say allowing others' cargo to be lashed to the vessel's deck. Items specific to each fixture are the result of renegotiations between the owner and charterer or the respective brokers. At this point, the logistics managers working for the shipper may have to revise or at least rethink what he or she has learned as conventional wisdom. As mentioned earlier, many but not all bulk movements are spread over a season and consist of steadily moving a stockpile of materials from near the source to near the market. Investment inventory may be less of an issue than seeing that the inventory is moved on a regular basis. The asset with the greater time value is the ship. The vessel owner in a brisk market wants to minimize the amount of time the vessel spends on each voyage so that it can be turned more quickly. This is analogous to a retailer wholesaler interest in generating a higher number of inventory turns to earn more revenues in fixed facilities. Hence, the focus of the entire negotiation deals with allocation of the vessels, time and specific issues, concern the costs of speeding up or slowing down various activities that impact on the entire duration of the vessel's trip. If the charterer were concerned about the time value of the inventory being carried on the voyage, then both parties to agreement would desire a speedy voyage. However, the charterer does not see things that way because often the items being renegotiated increase the cost to him of moving the cargo more quickly, and most of these additional costs are not offset by other advantages of moving the inventory more quickly. A ship owner, particularly one who has chartered his ship on trip basis, on the other hand, is only making money while the ship is moving. He needs to drop the cargo quickly and move on to the next load. As rates go up, vessels will operate at higher speeds. That owners will make that requirement. However, fuel consumption increases much more rapidly than does vessel speed. In a slow market, a vessel can be taken into a repair yard and tied up for leisurely repairs. In a brisk market, the repairs are deferred or, if they are performed, the work is done at a higher cost and with a quicker turnaround. In addition to speeding up at sea, one can load and unload ships in ports at a faster rate. The draft the vessel may also determine the routing. Large loaded tankers from the Middle East to Europe are too deep to pass through the Suez Canal. However, they can pass through the Suez on the return voyage when they are light. This reduces the time for the return journey from 40 to 25 days. In mid-1992, a tanker rate climbed. Some tankers started using the Suez for the return journey. However, industry leaders feared that the move to use the Suez would have the undesired effect of freeing up tonnage capacity and depressing tanker rates. This equilibrium point of sorts, using the Suez to save on tanker rates, reduced tanker rates to the point where the savings disappear. It is specific the voyage include the name, age, and the country or registry of the vessel. Names and addresses are party to the agreement, and their agents, types, and amount anticipate cargo, where the cargo is hardware, cleanliness on the vessel, calculation of payments, terminal payment, responsibility of channel, tools and charges, and date in place where charter accepts